I think this workshop is not only such beautiful results, but also about problems. Now I'm going to tell you a special problem and the solution we faced during a project of ours. There was a project of 1.5 years developing some learning materials for university students. Most of these learning materials are about informatics for students of humanities. So it's not a huge professional task, but a delicate task of education. There were 3 universities in a cooperation, but they had to face huge problems. One of the universities had so huge financial problems that this faculty was merged with another one at the very beginning of our project. So there was a new dean, a new deputy dean, a new head of department, and a new head of the financial department. They didn't know anything about the project. The only one they knew that they didn't want it. The other department, the other faculty of another university, well, they organized a lot of small groups, so all educators were extremely busy. Month after month, it was in this January when already proofreading had to be ready, but we had only less than half of the manuscripts. And we had 5 months for finishing manuscripts, proofreading, uploading in Moodle system, and training the trainers how to teach in Moodle system, and making an experimental course. 5 months, absolutely impossible. In this moment, I had a slightly unusual proposal. I told the dean that I can undertake the solution if I may start a very new subject, only once, for one single semester. I visited one of the groups of my former students and asked them if I started a subject like that and that, would it be interesting or not. 6 out of the 9 students wrote me a mail that afternoon that they would be interested. 2 weeks later, we had 27 students because they told the others what happens. The title of this subject was Social Informatics. We divided the group for as many subgroups as many manuscripts we had. Each group got a manuscript and we went through the methodology step by step, saying, oh, now we are speaking about the learning goal. Look at your manuscript. Is it correct? If yes, tell it why. If no, please correct it, and so on. So, by the end of the semester, all manuscripts were ready. All manuscripts could fit the methodology. Proofreading was ready. Experimental course was ready because students were dealing with it. Yeah. And it was them who uploaded it to the Moodle system. So it was a successful project by the end. And as a side effect of the project, there is a small group of about 10 who meet even now. And we met during all the summer, week by week. Next time, on Sunday, after tomorrow, we will meet, and they want to be learning material developers. So That's what one can imagine as the best result of a project. Allow me to mention another aspect of this project. I didn't plan to speak about that because it's not the middle of the subject of this workshop, but yesterday we had some very interesting words about different cultural groups, ethnic groups, and labeling, as you remember, and so on. So there is an aspect of this project that might be interesting for you. I am from a Jewish family. 3 of my 4 grandparents were killed during the Holocaust. Almost everybody from the family of my father. And the city where this project goes is in the county Tolna in Hungary. This is a southern western county where many of the inhabitants are Germans, coming to Hungary about 2 centuries ago. This is a special group of Germans, in Hungarian Schwab, in German Schwäbisch. I couldn't find the English name. The dictionary says Kraut, but Kraut is the German name of cabbage, so it must be some ironic nickname, I don't know. They are very serious people, keeping everything in order. So, compared to the culture I am from, this is not a different planet as the United Kingdom, but the opposite end of the galaxy. Theoretically, we ought to hate each other deeply. We began to communicate, and after also the project manager is from this group. And just because of communication with open minds, a high level of trust was built in some weeks. So I don't say that our families meet every weekend, but we can speak, we can communicate about everything. Politics, family, anything. And we have a rather different style, of course, and rather different way of thinking, but we had all the advantages of these differences. I cannot stand showing or demonstrating the style when I say, for instance, please, what's your opinion if we put this paragraph out of this learning material and we put them there with some change in the title, and this person who hasn't performed his task there could write a section here, and could it be all right? And I tell in my style, he answers, yes, it can be all right, but in this case, we have to fill the form number 211, version B. What are you speaking about? I haven't heard about that. You got it exactly 2 weeks ago in the afternoon. Me? Oh, yes, really. Then what can we do with that form? It's huge. I'm doing it already. So, our colleagues, Judith and others, cannot stop laughing when they hear our conversations. So differently we think. Yeah. And because of the trust, incredible results come out. I think it's enough to say that this project was the one out of 18 in the last schooling year where final control found no mistake, practically no mistake. Because if something is discussed through by 2 different ways of thinking, it must be perfect. I don't know how he does what he does, and he doesn't know how I do what I do, but it's fine, and it's really a pleasure. And the huge secret is nothing else but being open-minded, giving and asking for feedback, sentence for sentence if needed, and listening carefully. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Okay, questions and comments for this last session.
Can I make a comment? I think I mentioned earlier in the week that I'm a parent of an autistic daughter, and also my step-grandson has Asperger's syndrome. And I'd just like to comment, not as a student, as a parent almost, in terms of disability, because I've been so impressed with the workers who work with projects with people with learning disabilities. I think as a parent, perhaps other people here don't have direct personal contact, might say, okay, good project with Down syndrome, etc. But, you know, the complexities of the work that you have actually achieved these results with, it's extremely difficult. And I think that we ought to all be very proud, really, that you've come here and talked about riding the disabled, Down syndrome, it's been a very impressive experience for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Others, comments, questions? Nothing. Okay. Mariam.
No? Yes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately. Right now.
I'll run.
Don't afraid. What's the program?
We could have a break before then?
After 50 minutes?
5 minutes? Yeah.
5 minutes?
I'm gonna let people move around a bit.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 to 10. Be back.
5 to 10 is